Hi, my name is Guinevere Ray, and I'm making this movie to help you create and deploy a simple online learning module using Turning Point technologies. If you teach at Tulane School of Medicine, then you have an account that you can use on Turning Point, and you can use it in your classes for all medical students that are in years 1 through 4. So the first thing you want to do if you want to make an online module is you need to outline your material. So a lot of people want to start with a lecture that they did last year, or they have sort of started putting together a PowerPoint, but they haven't finished it yet and they want to make it more engaging. And that's why you really want to even think about using an online module. Is you might have material that you want students to do outside of class, whether it's an independent learning or if it's prep for in-class sessions, but you want it to be more engaging than just flipping through a PowerPoint or looking at a video. So you want to look at the material that you want to teach the students. If you haven't made PowerPoint slides from the material, you might want to think about designing them, because it's very helpful to start with a baseline of slides and then work off of that. If you had an entire lecture's worth of material, you might want to think about paring down the amount of material for an online module, because it's hard to hold attention for an entire hour through an online module. It's easier to do shorter modules and maybe break it up into multiple modules. So think about something that maybe you could accomplish in approximately 10 minutes. So for example, this might have been the list of objectives that I had for one session, and then I might want to break it up in my module and have one piece of information, and then I want to have some quiz questions, and then I want to have this information and then quiz. So you just think about it in your mind. How do you want to design this module? And this is, although it seems very basic, once you jump into the technology, it can be overwhelming if you don't have this outline already sort of made up in your mind. So really, it's worth the effort to sit down and think about, how do you want this to flow? And then what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Turning Point Technology website and create an account, if you haven't created one, using your Tulane address. If you've already created an account, then you can go ahead and you can sign in to Turning Technologies. And then when you sign in, you can create content. And one of the things that you can do to create content is to upload a PowerPoint. When you upload the PowerPoint, it's important to know that it's going to transfer all of your PowerPoint slides into images. So it's going to make them just a static image. So if you had an animation or a hyperlink on that page, that's not going to show up on the Turning Point slide when it uploads. And so if you have those types of items, you might want to modify your slides before you import them, although you can import them again, and you can import multiple PowerPoints into one module. All that's possible. So I want to check it out with you because it's a lot easier if I show you the situation live. So here I'm on the website and I can log into my account. Exactly what you will do. And when you log in, you're going to see the contents that you have. You might not have any courses, and that's okay. Courses they're not formal. You don't have to be given a course. You can create a course at any time by coming up to the Create Course and clicking a button. And then once you go into a course, you can make content. And the content here, you can see I can put into different files. So I could just have them all of my sessions sort of laying out, or I can separate them. I have a folder that's just called Professional Development. And so you can see in here, this one, weeks 3 to 4 development. I did this for you all. And I came into this new content that I was making, and I uploaded a PowerPoint. And that's how I got the slides into this software. So it alerts me that all of my slides are going to be converted to images. And so I go ahead and I can say continue. And then I select a PowerPoint from my files that I want, and then I hit open, and it will open the PowerPoint. Now I've already opened it, so the slides, it takes a few minutes. The slides will come into here, and I was playing around with this earlier. So, and this is what it looks like. The slides will come into the PowerPoint. Now, if you can't change any of the words on your slides, if you made a mistake or a typo, you'll have to fix that in PowerPoint and re-import that one slide. I like to just start a new PowerPoint and only import the one slide instead of importing them all over again. But that's just a good thing to note. Now, a lot of my slides already have a lot of words on them, so students can flip through the slides and read my PowerPoint as if it was a study guide. But then I get to some of my other slides and I realized that I didn't have enough words on them. And so I wanted to add more narrative to those slides. And you can do that by clicking on the little pencil at the top of the slide. And it allows you to adjust the text at the top. And then you can add any kind of text that you want to your slide so that when that slide comes up for students, they can read the information that you have at the top, and don't forget to save it. Now, what I've also done is when I get to a certain point in my session, I know that I have completed a certain topic and I want to quiz the students on their knowledge. I was making a test question here earlier. And so I decided I wanted them at this point in the module to get questions on the material to make sure that they're engaged with the material, and I can also look at the data later and see what we did well and what I need to expand upon in the live session. So in order to do that, at the point that you are in your lesson, let's say here I wanted to add a question, you just click add, and then you choose the type of question that you want to add. Multiple choice is very popular, so you can see that it's going to allow you to type in your question, and it's going to allow you to enter answer choices, and you can even add answer choices at the bottom if you want to make more answer choices available. On this area, in this area here, you can click if you want to make that, I have to put an answer in here, so let's see, I'm just going to put answer B just for the sake of, and I can click on it, and that alerts the software that that answer is correct. If you want to have more than one response correct, then you can click the box, and then you could make more than one choice correct. So now A and B are both correct on this question. Okay, and then you can also, I like this box here for online modules. If you click it, it will automatically insert an explanation box in the question that will ask the students to explain their answer choice. And you can use this data when you're looking at the session to see if anyone's having trouble with any particular point. Maybe the question wasn't clear, or maybe something in your lesson wasn't clear. So you can go through and add these questions anywhere that you want to in your session. Another very popular question is called Hotspot. So for a Hotspot question, you have to upload an image. And so if I just search for, here's a stock image of a model. That's too small, but it doesn't matter, I guess. So if, let's say that we have an image of this model, and I want to ask the individuals where a certain area is in the image, I can put the orange box there. I could also make it larger or smaller or different size. What I like to do is also put more than one image in a PowerPoint slide and save it as a complete image, and then I can ask students to click on the image that shows respiratory epithelium or something that's like that. And then you update, you can answer the question text, so click on the region that has the nose, something super silly, and it's not really the point. And then when you save that question, this is what it's going to look like. It's not going to have the highlighted part until the participant clicks on it, and when they're done, it will show them where the right area was. And so you can go through your session and you can insert questions, whether they're multiple choice or open response, into your PowerPoint. But maybe you get to a certain part of your PowerPoint and you don't want to just put a question in, as I have later on here. Here's the two questions, a multiple choice, and then I want to follow it up with an open response, and then more slides, about folding of the embryo. And then when I get to this area, in my original PowerPoint, I had a video for them to watch, but because it uploads everything as an image, that video is not going to work on the hyperlink. And so here I have added a text slide. So instead of adding a question, you can also add content. So I might just want to have a slide that has a different picture, or I want to have, so I can insert picture here. And you can do that by clicking on the picture, clicking on upload. You can browse on your computer for an image. I'm not sure why, I just don't have any of my histopathology images readily available. But we'll just do sagittal brain. Let's just do that. Okay, and so here you can have a picture there. Maybe I wanted to talk about to the students and ask them to remember this about the brain, how it sits into the calvaria or something. And then I could save that, and that's making a new slide in this software. And then another thing I've done, I added a text box, and then you can add a hyperlink for individuals to click on it and go to an outside URL. You might have a YouTube movie or another type of movie that you want them to go to. So that's a possibility. When you get done designing your session, you can click Start, and that will allow you to preview your session. And you can flip through it. I was playing around with the slide sizes to see if I made them smaller, whether that was better on the eyes. And then you can see this is the original size. I actually like them bigger, so that's what I've decided to go with. You can end the preview, and then when you like everything the way it is, go back into my session here, then you can schedule your session. So all you have to do is click schedule, and then it will ask you if you want to start it now. And I could say, yeah, sure. And then I could end it any particular time. If I have a class date and I want them to do it before that class date, as long as they know that's a deadline. If I have a module that I want them to be able to review for a long time, let's say come back and review for the shelf exam or STEP, I want them to do that. I can do it far in advance. I could require them to sign on, so they have to sign in so I can see their name. Or you could ask them just their first or last name or email. So these are all options that you can do when you schedule the module. Then after you've scheduled it for deployment, if you click on schedule, you can see the ones that are in progress here. And if I would like to share my module with my students, I click share, and then I copy the link. Now I can put this link into a chat box if I was in Zoom and I wanted to put them in breakout sessions and I wanted them to work together on some cases, or I could put it in Canvas and give it as an assignment for them to do before class, or you can even email it out. So you can share this link with anyone, and they can complete your module. After your module is done, oops, this one it's one I didn't have them do. Let's see. I don't remember which one I had them do, but when you click on reports, I had a lot of test ones. I don't remember which one they completed. When you click on reports, you'll see the data for the students, and it will tell you what their score is. And actually, I'm glad to come up because I probably shouldn't show you student data anyways. And it will give you scores, and you can see how your participant did on your questions, if your questions had right answers. If they didn't have right answers and they were open responses, you can see what their open responses were. And you could do this even if you were in the Zoom session. You can have it open and pull the report once you bring everybody back into the room, and you can check on their progress if you are trying to decide which questions to review. That's also a possibility. So there's a lot of different ways you can use this software and use this technology, and I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at gray@tulane.edu, and I would be happy to work with you on this online module creation. Thank you.